in the second period when the dump in, you stopped it, the fans jeered you, and then your reaction. Do you regret anything about that, or were you hurt by their reaction?
Yeah, well, I think that both parties were hurt in that little altercation. And, we're out there trying our hardest. Guys are playing hurt. We're doing everything we can, and things weren't going our way, and then we started having people turn on us in our own rink. It's kind of hard to put up with. It's kind of unfortunate for both of us.
Carey, do you still want to be a Montreal Canadian? Is this a city where you want to develop and move forward?
Yeah, obviously, it's a great place to play when things are going well. It's a hockey market. It's a lot of fun to be a part of when things are going really well, and sometimes it's just not so much fun when it's going rough.
Are you willing to go through those growing pains? In growing pains, or is that something that you're willing to fight through with the fans? Sometimes they can be a little turbulent.
Yeah, it's just it's something that I've never been used to. I've never been in something like this before. I've never been in a situation where I was getting harassed in the rink.
Carey, last year after the elimination against Philly, you said that, and you acknowledged the fact that you were tired, and there was a lot of things that happened in the course of the season. This year, was it just part of the process, or when you look at the numbers, you feel that you could have done a lot more against the Bruins?
Well, I think it's a combination of everything. I think personally I could have did more, but it's not like I wasn't out there not trying. I wasn't trying not to win. It's just in my nature to try hard, and it's a bit frustrating for myself.
Carey, around January, just before the All-Star game, ESPN, the magazine, printed an article on you saying that you had the loneliest job, or you were the loneliest man in pro sports. Do you are you lonely out there in front of the Canadiens net?
No, I don't think entirely. Sometimes you do feel like it, but it's a team. It is a team sport. There are 19 other guys dressed up every time we step out on the ice, and that's kind of something I have to learn, that I can't put all the responsibility on myself.
Carey, a question. In your moment of frustration when you lifted your hands up to the fans, do you regret that now?
Yeah, somewhat. It's I thought it was a way of expressing myself. They wanted to express themselves, so I just did the same thing. And looking back on it, I probably could have held my composure a little bit more.
Carey, we're around you asking questions, looking for answers. What are the questions, or maybe what is the only question that you're asking yourself right now?
Asking myself right now? What am I going to do for the next 5 months? To be honest, it's going to be a long summer.
Carey, do you think it's too much after an elimination to have to face like 12 or 14 cameras here and all those flashes and all those medias for just a hockey player to play in the NHL? Do you think it's fair to face that for you right now?
Well, right now, I'm 21 and I've never really gone through anything like this before. The World Juniors was kind of something that kind of introduced me to all of this, and when I was playing in Tri-Cities, there's next to no media coverage, and over the past couple of years I kind of learned how to deal with this and how not to, and I think over the last couple of days I've kind of learned how not to. Did
you feel you're learning well?
Yeah, this year's definitely been a learning experience, and I've learned a lot, about what it is to play here and about myself.
Carey, do you feel it's fair that you're either a hero or a goat in this town and there's nothing in between? And is it something that you can never get used to as people feel that you'll be around for a while?
Yeah, I think it's just part of the position here. I've seen other goaltenders go through similar situations here, and that's what makes it so much fun, you know, when when things are going so well, you know, it's just so great, and you know, all the pressure's always worth it.
Yeah, a year ago in the playoffs, people were comparing you to Patrick Waugh, and you kept saying, you know what, just keep your expectations down. Is that hard? I mean, do you get the sense sometimes that people don't listen to you when you're trying to keep their expectations reasonable?
Yeah, well, you know, I've always, it seems like ever since the Calder Cup and the World Juniors, I've had such high expectations put on myself, and you know, I'd like to meet all those, but sometimes, you know, it's just not possible. You know, sometimes that you, I don't know how to put it, but you know, sometimes I feel like I'm getting put too high on a pedestal, or you know, getting thrown under the bus a little too much.
Carey, the gesture was very reminiscent of Patrick Waugh in his final game in Montreal, and that image is burned into people's memories in Montreal. Do you feel that because of that, that you're going to have to work very hard to try to change that image in people's minds?
Well, you know, to be honest, I use that particular gesture to, you know, remind the people that, you know, booing doesn't always help. You know, that's the biggest thing that comes into my mind when I think of somebody getting booed out of a rink. It doesn't always help. You know, it's just, you know, it's but you know, I guess I could have went another direction.
Carey, obviously, you love to play hockey, but I'm looking at you today. You don't look like a happy person. You look like depressed or down. When you look at the next couple of years and think to yourself, how many times am I going to have to do this year after year and feel like this? How do you look at that and be positive?
You know, well, it's going to be something I'm going to have to learn how to deal with. But you know, to be in the position where I'm at now, it's something I'm going to have to get used to. And you know, like I said, you know, when things are going well, it's really awesome. You know, it's just it's never easy for anybody to face the music, no matter what kind of job you're in. You know, if things aren't going well, you know, your boss is going to give it to you. And unfortunately for me, my boss is 21,000 people.